Hello, America and nations. The Congress is involved with since before. This is through lifetimes, but since before the World Trade Center attack, they're involved with a pattern of racketeering associated with Robert Luskin, former director of the FBI, and his lawyer Robert Cheverie, recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with judges of various natures of courts, prosecutors, various natures of courts, their family members, also on and off Central Connecticut State University, also on and off Trinity College. Since before the through life, since before the Obama administration, this is Clinton. There's a 1989 Reader's Digest article by Eugene Method regarding people from Rhode Island, people with unions associated with the Clintons, money and stuff like that donated to them. These are people that did a good thing, putting a black president, one who's a great guy. But that doesn't that doesn't cover how they're fake science with those nations that forced that originally instilled. That does, in fact, they're in collusion with that. And in fact, this is identity racketeering where they are consciously victim predators per this breaching method that keeps each identity using that self-valued, criminally foreign influence, delusions rot. So we have this theater with the Congress in this woman Fiona Hill recorded delusions rot, criminally foreign influenced, victim but a victim predator, with everyone else speaking, and including the senators, both parties. Now, what they call fact finding, because this is all they never heard education that wasn't criminally foreign influence, delusions rot. But you have to follow the sequence shifts, their roles with database racketeering. I've been speaking to you guys online. They've been making conspiracy theories about people with Russians, with Ukrainian families associated with Connecticut, inter-branch, inter fire departments, service people, even hospitals, recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with mail crimes, wire crimes, drug crimes on and off their locations, untimely death rolls with predicate acts, and all wrongdoing as they are here every time they open their mouths. So former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, and his lawyer, Robert Cheverie, they were also involved with a whole bunch of federal criminals associated with people that went to my schools that they had attached me to fake locations with, fake words with. And these are people also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with racketeering with other nations, on and off Fox Connecticut News, on and off the buildings next to them, their roles with their police sources and judicial sources, interbranch, Fox Connecticut News. Now, this is also on and off the buildings next to them, and on and off the buildings next to WFSB. This is also WTNH, recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with racketeering with people on off New Britain locations that are involved through time, also involved with Wethersfield, on off Wethersfield High School, involved with them with drug crimes, wire crimes, mail crimes, identity thefts, identity frauds, and identity racketeering originally and still. So they're putting these names up there and pretending like, oh, well, this is the facts finding, which is the facts finding thing. They're sequence shifting. They're preventing mandated law by forging names and switching names. Wethersfield Police Chief's extended family members and his daughter are recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with racketeering acts at Trinity College, affected through them or people associated with them. Now, these are also people involved with racketeering acts, interdepartments at Central Connecticut State University. Heather Hanson's also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with my new and past neighbors with real estate crimes, with judges and with prosecutors, and with police forms that are also in conjunction with their sequence shifts, which are also identity the ground locations, because they're also using racketeering method to cover those, to cover that up and lie about people who note their sequence shifts and racketeering. Now, these are also people with a proven, tied to a proven sequence shift, post-dated documents that had been hand delivered to the and time and recorded, time stamped on time, timely to the Ninth Circuit before the World Trade Center attack, right before the World Trade Center attack, in that court right next to the World Trade Towers where they were, right before they got attacked. Post dated from inside the Ninth Circuit had been shown, documents had been shown to the Ninth Circuit. These are people involved with the Ukrainian families and with with the Russian families involved with racketeering on off Paul Meredith Fort Drive. Also with military, foreign and domestic, involved with racketeering acts against me and others, identity thefts, frauds, their physical delusions, their pretended passions and emotions, little coward games, little sick military police families associated with Eric Burgess, associated with Justin Klovinskis, associated with people that were right through the Obama administration, but it was just before that, right through the administration, the Russian, the Trump administration. They're forcing him to entertain the same thing they did to Barack Obama, who didn't have free speech, but he was forced to entertain it. So now that was his defense of logic racketeering styles that everyone's being forced to entertaining these fact treatments. They're pretending to be about, fact finding when they're hiding from sequence shifts, while they're fabricating evidences further and further, not legitimately, not for the legitimate reasons. We have hundreds of nations sick fake sites and supposed to pretend to hide things together. You're not doing it legitimate. You're doing mail crimes, wire crimes, crimes with child sex offenders, women leader, judges, and prosecutors involved roles. Child sex offenders self-value with the male prosecutors too, with their family members, their kids. They're using them little sick tools. Get them from the fake words with me. Get them onto paper. Pick one name in sequence. These are crimes with judges. These are crimes with Sandy Hook involved further with people from my town, like an O'Brien family on my street. Associated with them further, recorded, confessed, and demonstrated also with a Phil Cololo involved with these prosecutors and judges, crimes with child sex offenders, further with a principal sex offenders campus, further as ones recorded involved with all kinds of racketeering with federal criminal code defendants, a former director of the FBI, and their pattern of racketeering here. Keep moving forward. Pretend they don't realize people making complaints. Pretend they don't. So they're using people's identity. Oh, I thought they had the identity because they have the title. They have a badge. Oh, you're Wethersfield police chief, though. My police chief had his daughter and his foreign and domestic extended family members involved with the racketeering with the people around me. Now we have other FBI. We have the witness protection program and the witness protection program stewards and people associated with the body dumping spot of Billy Grasso, also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with racketeering on and off the state judicial branch offices, on and off state prison offices. We have military families involved with identity thefts, involved with their narratives, also with their sequence shifts, with officers forging, switching names, attaching innocent people and victims, attaching victims to fake locations so they can't counter. Even there's a detective Samuda further involved with human trafficking, with child sex offenders, with racketeering with them. Now these are people with Congress involved with racketeering acts, predicate acts, like mail crime, like wire crime. Now these are also people with CCSU sources and themselves recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with Facebook racketeering uses by them. Now these are people again with crimes with Russians, mail crime, wire crime, election crime spots. Wethersfield town offices has that people that switched and forged names with a Mike Kerr and a Jerry Kerr, and with a whole bunch of people tied to them, like the Dillon family, but also a Chris Walters. These are also people recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with racketeering. That's Washington, D.C. New York and Connecticut and other states and foreign tied further. I barely know them. He's also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated as a stranger to ask me to go to his wedding, so he could further his I confessions and recorded affidavit roles as a kid that I didn't know about his roles too, with my new and past neighbors, with the Dillon family and with foreign and domestic, with child offenders, even sexual, now with the principal sex offenders campus. And then further with New Britain Superior Court's Facebook page, rape threat rolls with the when the principal sex offender was being forced. They're lying about what is actually recorded of the phones. They have been doing that. They're lying about what is actually recorded of the mail. They have been doing that. They're lying about being about fact finding legitimately. They have been doing about that to cover that, to hide their sequence shifts, to hide delusions tied to that, to hide how they were used remote self valuing means to get away with that and blame it. Oh, the perfect world's forsaken. That phrase is also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with state police, also with the FBI and CIA, involved with the houses in my area, associated with racketeering acts against my family and against others' families and against the kids further. We have further prosecutors with their kids that were used then and now with the principal sex offenders campus. We have my town's police chief then and now further with the principal sex offenders campus. We have houses that live next to that school involved with it then and now further as ones involved with houses and businesses next to other campuses in town and next to ones intercities connected criminally, exploited that way criminally too, and know through their connections to Central Connecticut State University, through time involved with racketeering since before the 1989 Reader's Digest article by Eugene Methvin about Local 230 and Hillary Clinton also associated with a the Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton with I forgot the name of the guys. They have the shared name. But the union leaders. But see, these are also people interstates involved further with racketeering with them, with my name, with people on campuses, with unions here. Now, these are people with San Juan Center recorded, confessed, and demonstrated also involved with racketeering on and off Central Connecticut State University with falsified police board, where they're trying to investigate things. Those investigators are influencing people to make statements they can pretend to perceive otherwise. And they're just putting fake recorded things, our investigators, into databases. And so we have WFSB is also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated with locations next to them, with foreign and domestic military and people associated with overt criminal enterprises and with the body dumping spot of Billy Grasso, with a Fianza family also recorded and confessed and demonstrated with men and women on and off the state judicial branch involved with racketeering with them, and with this Dillon family with my new and past neighbors, and with them all along route that goes by the a route that goes by the state judicial branch offices, all along two route highway where it runs into Hangdog Lane, recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with the pattern of racketeering with them since before the Trade Center attack, every month and day, in minute, and since every year. So you ask me why I report this. They're not letting me report stuff. They're lying. If you call over the phone, they lie about what is actually recorded. Then they put a transcript of it into a paper. They have two Mendez police also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated as one of the many people from my town involved with racketeering acts, predicate acts on off Fox Connecticut News and fake conversations with me. No, that doesn't mean I had a conversation with them. That's part of the predicate act. One of the older police Mendez brothers attached me to a fake conversation, put me in quotes, and put the name of police equipment. I never had a conversation. We never had a word with him in my life. He's involved also doing that because one of the Saudi families they use for racketeering, not realize they were in collusion with ISIS, with the bad ones, with the bad Saudis, and to keep the good ones in collusion with the counters. Which we have our bad side represent. We have a Kolvinskis family. We have a Burgess family recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with racketeering with Hartford courts and with New Britain courts, on and off Central Connecticut State University, on and off the policing of strip malls, on and off fire department locations, on and off church locations. Now, so we have also insurance investigators. See, they investigate people needing to do their jobs and to defend themselves when all those identity ground relationships originally instilled were criminally foreign influenced. All those jobs originally instilled criminally foreign influence, not by accident. You need to hide lie progressions. You need to hide lies. You need to hide their actually standing sequence shifts, identity racketeering roles. So get me a response, fix the fake news, stop pretending about fact-finding missions, fix the fake sequence shifts, fix the mail crime, wire crimes, fix the games with the judges forging names, switching names, with the prosecutors, also with their kids involved with them, with child sex offenders leaders, like the principal sex offenders campus further than and now, and the other ones in town. And people associated with this Leahy family, with this Anthony Yagman, also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved fake conversations with me, forging names, switching names, drug crime roles, as doctors with drug crime roles, medicine crime roles, and as overt, and those doctors also involved with overt gangs, drugs, crime roles, with on-off campuses locations, on-off the campuses in town, all around the high school is recorded. A whole bunch of people associated with like three Yagman brothers, like four Walters brothers, and a sister they have. People involved with people that I never had a class with, never had anything to do with. Like even Anthony Yagman, I had a class with him, but I never had anything to do with him. I never had a conversation with him, hardly anyone in my class, but we haven't. I know we just went there to go watch the about algebra. No, they're extorting me still in relationship to algebra because I'm teaching about that better than them. I'm teaching you about the science of sharing identity. English is revealed to teach this. They're teaching English wrong. Boxing is strong to break fake branches fall. The wall. Pull them to one name in sequence. Interbranch. Let's go. Get them from, have them say they're sorry to the American people. I'll put up those stupid little, I can't believe that little letter that you had on Dr. Fiona. She a doctor? Holy God. Fiona Hill. Now, see, they're victims, though. They're victim predators. So it's all right to have opinions, you know. And see, in a perfect world, you'd be able to get a response. Now, New Britain Superior Court is also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated having coached the Darren and other people involved with them with human trafficking and with crimes with the principal sex offender they forced, with prosecutors and with judges, with roles with this, on and off their locations, on and off the locations tied to them privately. So let's get going and get me a response. Get them from the names forging and switching. They lie about what's recorded over phones. They just put fake transcripts. These are former director of the FBI, former standing chairperson on Racketeering Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act, Robert Luskin. These are also people with the transition from ACA to RICO, Organized Crime Control Act, to RICO, Racketeering Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act. They're also involved with the racketeering with this Fianza family, with the people on and off the state judicial branch offices and on and off the body dumping spot of Billy Grasso and of a serial killer, further involved with the judges and prosecutors, further involved with the principal sex offenders campus, and with racketeering uses of my name, and with racketeering uses of all the people tied to me, even people that would just walk by me. So, including my family. They also attached me to fake conversations with them about my father's legal cases, which is recorded. My father beat them and a bunch of people in an NLRB, National Labor Relations Board case, where a bunch of federal criminals and people and co-defendants of former director of the FBI in a 2006 case. See that case is also one of the other cases involved with the racketeering that they're hiding and have been hiding from by preventing mandated law, by pretending to be other as continually presented means to, but we uses them remotely. The same excuse me. The same method that has Russians using Americans remotely, it also uses Russians remotely. These are fake sides. This is a method that keeps humanity self-valued roles with the identity of negative value nature progression humanity is in and as that nature demonstrates. That's self-valued because of the child abuse method. That's not only sexual. Now, so we have there's an office I never had a conversation with him too. I don't know if he faked the conversation with me too. There's a prosecutor named Brian Silver, and there's a retired and standing ones like a Soulsby. There's also a guy who looked just like Comey, involved with the racketeering through the administration since before the Obama administration, but who involved with New Britain Superior Court with predicate acts with child sex offenders. Now, I'm not saying Comey had sex with kids. I'm saying Comey had predicate acts with child sex offenders proven. Now, respond for them. That was after former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, former standing chairperson on the Racketeering Influenced Corrupt Organization Act, was already a defendant in a 2006 case with people associated with the houses in my area and with their family members associated with the houses in my area and with the police associated with them, with racketeering acts with them, as ones with racketeering acts roles and acts on off Fox Connecticut News, on off WFSB, and the locations next to them are also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with what kept and keeps effectively our stewardship's criminally foreign influence interbranch intercampuses of each age and nature connected, including fire campuses, including medical campuses, all kinds of database racketeering. So we have a whole bunch of homes and businesses and people that are like semi-service, semi-business, like associated with New Britain Superior Court and with on and off the state judicial branch offices, further involved with crimes with child sex offenders and their crime methods, where they have people with jobs, handle information the way they're told to, but in other words, criminally preventing mandated law. They have physical delusions raw. Their names forging, switching, making fake up things more and more into database. Their wire crime methods, whole mail crime methods that the courts and that the police forms are involved with, not alone with other nations. So now, respond for them. Yeah, now, that's obligated mandated law. Pretend you care about kids, you punks, right through administrations. We have to counter the women judges, women prosecutors' roles with the sick men prosecutors and sick men judges, originally instilled delusions raw, criminally foreign influence. Look around. You think they've been liberated? You think American history was told honestly? You think that's science? You follow mandated law right now. The FCC, the FCC is also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved racketeering uses of Trinity College. I mean, of Facebook, of YouTube, while they're pretending to be against things against kids. They have them involved pretending conspiracy theories, making up more things while they're faking racketeering acts against me and other. So so we're gonna have their fact findings demonstrated tied to that. They're involved with database solutions, a racketeering method. Now, Russians and Ukrainians are also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with the same natures of racketeering acts against their own citizens and ours against our own. On and off UPS, on and off FedEx, also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated having been used by the foreign and domestic collusion with job locations, campuses shared, all nature, shipping places shared, the shared policing of such. So we have some sick threats where they all have to be identities, look, scaring and warning each other. Because when bad things happen, they can't control, not by accident. They're keeping them locked into what is fake science, originally still free speech. Free speech right now. Get me from the fake words, WFSB. From your racketeering uses of Congress and roles preventing mandated law, your roles with wire crimes. Then they keep it going so then they can make allegations. We have some sick courts with their let me hear your opinion. And then the other side, they make fake sides. I want the judges' names on paper now. You need them. We need them onto paper now. They are wire crime methods, mail crime methods, uses of their identities and ground locations, interbranch for human trafficking, crimes with child sex offenders, crimes with doctors with that. Get them now. I don't have time to list all their names, fake conversation me like this Leahy family. 4 or 5 brothers, all women in their family, all work with Hartford Hospital. Fake conversation with me, forge your names, switch names. 3 times that place was used to prevent me from countering my new and past neighbors involved with them. Recorded, foreign and domestic, involved crimes with child sex offenders. Motherfucker.